Got it.
So finally, nāma-dhātu-prakriyā. So
Mm.
dhatus which are produced from namas. Nama Vishnu Padat Pratyaya. The words Nama Vishnu Padat and Pratyaya are to be supplied in the subsequent sutra. So Adhikara Sutra. Vibhu Adhikara.
Oh. Okay, sorry, my thing was messing up. We're good now.
So Yamichati Tasmat Kyan.
Mm-hmm.
Yamichati Tasmat Kyan. The Pratyaya Kyan is applied after Nama Vishnu Pada. So Nama Vishnu Padat. And Kyan Pratyaya, because the Adhikara is there.
Yeah.
So the Pratyaya Kyan is applied after a Nama Vishnu Pada, which indicates that which one desires. So Yamichati. So something which is desired after that. So, and that should be a Nama Vishnu Pada, which means Vishnu Bhakti Siddham Vishnu Padam.
Yeah.
So Antaranga Swadir Mahahara Ekapadatvarambe. In the formation, okay, this one comes here. I thought this one comes in the samasa. In the formation of a compound word, a samasa, an internal swadi undergoes mahara. So this is like the one of the main sutras.
Basically, it means that we start with a word that has a Vishnu Bhakti attached to it, one of the swadhis, then we delete the swadhi
Yes.
and make the compound, huh?
Yeah. But we can
I see.
also say it like Ramasya Putraha, so Rama Putraha.
Yeah. So we delete the swadhi, but
Yes.
it's still there because that's technically how we make a Shashti Tat Purusha compound.
Yes.
It's
yes.
actually that Rama is Ramasya. It's not like a guess, it's like a grammatical formation, right? Okay. Interesting.
So this. I really thought this sutra comes in samasa, but it's here. Antaranga Swadir Mahara Ekapadatvarambe. Ekpadatva when making into a single word. Arambe. So here we have Putra and then Kyan. Ka and Na, they are it Anubandhas. So Ya, Putra Yukti Ya. Then Advayasya E Kyani. Advaya changes to E Trivikrama when Kyan follows. So Putram, then Yamichati Tasmat Kyan. It's quite interesting here. Like, especially in India, people or the couple, most of them, they prefer a male child than a female child, right?
Yeah.
So even the example taken by Jiva Goswami is such.
Yeah, I mean, all old cultures are like that, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, everywhere. Like the further you go back, it's a new thing to desire because, you know, a son is a worker, somebody to carry on the business, you know, for spiritual cultures, the one who in the family will take up the spiritual duties.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
So
Girl child means I have to take care of her. I have to make sure she, you know, is protected.
As if a girl child is like a liability and a boy
Well,
child
that's what it's degraded into, you know.
And a boy child is like an asset.
Yeah.
So Putram Yamichati Tasmat Kyan Yukta Kyan, and then Antaranga Swadir Mahara Ekapadatvarambhe. Advasya Ikyani, so Putriya. So this becomes so San Kyan Kyamishcha Kamishcha Ityadi. So this kyan is also included there. San kyan. So bhusanantadya is applied.
Mm.
And then tip shakrishna dhatu ke aramahara ayora vishnu padante putriyati. Putriyati. He desires. Putriyati. There is no rule that only ekvachana can be used. Thus, putriyati could mean putrau icchati. He desires 2 sons and so on. Putrau yuktakyan. Because ultimately we are deleting the internal swadi.
Yeah.
So
because it says yam ichiti tasmad kyan, then our first word in this case when we apply kyan will always be in dvitiya vibhakti, yeah? It looks like he's taking like that putram, he's saying putram, and then we delete.
That word has to be an object, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because ichiti is there and it's that which is desired. Yam ichiti.
Yeah. So basically it can be
desires.
It can be any vachana from the dvitiya vibhakti.
Yeah.
Ek dvivachana or the bahuvachana.
Mm-hmm.
So it is understood that the desire, I think this is vritti. Yeah. So it is understood that the desire must be for oneself. Rajnyaha putram ichchati. So yeah. Rajnyaha putram ichchati, then they are separate. It's not Rajnyaha putri.
You can say yeah.
So kyan is not applied if there is dependence on another word like Rajnyaha putram ichchati. For example, kyan is not applied in bhratuhu putram ichchati. He desires his brother's son. In mahantam putram ichchati, he desires a great son. Mahantam putram ichchati.
Because the idea is that the greatness of the son is the actual important thing in the sentence, huh?
Yeah. But kyan is applied in bhratush putriyati. He desires his brother's son. Oh, interesting.
That's interesting.
I mean, they are very close.
So you can take a compound
and
you can make it into a nāma-dhātu.
No. The meaning is different.
Yeah.
Bhratush putriyati means he desires the son of his brother. And bhratuh putram ichchati means he desires a son or a son for his brother.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Interesting.
So
how do we have bhratush putriyati? How do we have sharama there? I don't understand why we have shaton.
If you go back, we actually skipped those sutras. I believe it's in the beginning of Sandhi. The Vishnu Sarga Sandhi. So Papayor Upadhmaniyah and those.
No, I didn't skip anything there though. Kakayur Jiva Mulya, Vishnu Sarga Jiva Mulya Kakur. Vishnu Sarga Jiva Mulya Kakayur Va Papayur Upadhmaniyah. Oh, this is Satvata Paratve Lopyascha? No. Shori Shishori no. What sutra? I don't understand how we can make this into sha when it's followed by pa.
What does this translate into? Papayor Upadhmaniyah and the one before that.
It makes that weird symbol. It doesn't make sha. It's Jifamule is like a. It's like a. I can't even draw it because you never see it in writing. I think it's some Vedic thing they put it there for pronunciation. But it's not sha, not shakom. It looks like it's a compound rule because it says because the words bratu and putram have been compounded here. Kyang is applied in bratush putriyati because the words bratu and putram have been compounded here. So maybe in the samasa prakarana, something comes where when you the ra becomes sha
So, but Ken is applied in Bhratush Putriyati because the words Bhratu and Putram have been compounded here. Okay. Examples like, huh?
I'm just thinking, I'm wondering why he's saying like that, because so in the first place where it's not, it's because there's another word other than
Okay.
putra,
So
which
the thing is that meaning of both the statements are the same, but in the first one, it's not a compound.
yeah, there's
So
dependence on this other word.
yes, so that's why the separate, and here it's a compound, so they're doing it here.
Yeah, so you make them the same word, one word, and then you make a nāma-dhātu with that word.
So Bhratush Putram, and then Bhratush Putriyati. Of course, Bhratush.
I guess it makes sense because, like, if you think about the karakas, well, it's not technically a karaka, but you think about the way Shashti Vibhakti works. If you make putra michiti into a dhatu, then you have nothing grammatically for of the brother to be attached. Like, you need an object, you know, or a subject, something, you need something for that Shashti relationship to be there. And if you can't have that relationship with the dhatu, because you can only have a karaka.
Yeah.
You know, with the dhatu, and you Shashti Vibhakti can't be related to the dhatu like that. Anyway, they're not saying that. I'm just speculating now, but just thinking how it works.
Examples like Putriyati Shri Krishnam, he desires Krishna as his son. Yeah. Are valid by later syntactical connection, Paschad Yoga. Just like in Bhatti's example, Lakshmanam sa vrishasyanti. Vrishasyanti, huh? Vrishasyanti. She desires.
What is this?
Vrish dhatu?
Yeah, but vrishasya maitunechayam, that vrishasya and another word are used in the sense of the desire for sexual relation.
So this vrishasyanti is a noun here.
Yeah, this is a present participle.
So
Vrishasyatri. But it's a nāma-dhātu that's being used as a noun, right?
Yes. But how come Trivikrama E then? And
because feminine, so because it's Vrishasyatri.
No,
and then
it's a noun dhatu. How come a dhatu ending with Trivikrama E?
No, because it's a participle, like you said. So it's a nāma-dhātu that's been turned into a kridanta. Looks like Vrishasyat, Vrishasyatri.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what is it? What am I thinking? Oh, Achashturbajanam Mandanam Janum Krishnastani. But there's that sutra. I don't know it yet, but I think it comes in the Tadita Prakarana or the Kridanta Prakarana, where when it's feminine, you add E on the end of it, and they're all declined.
Yeah.
Like we'd have Gachanti would be like a participle. She goes, but not as it's not a Kriya Pada, it's a Kridanta.
Yeah. So dependence is the state of being connected with a word other than a word which assumes a merged meaning by compounding. Dependence is the state of being connected with a word other than a word which assumes a merged meaning by compounding. Like, what was that? Hey, I think we jumped, right? Yeah, we jumped. So the sutra nāma-dhātu tu vā tadalascha na tatra vikrama bhavasya, which is connected with the sutra upendra aras trivikrama is applied. Thus we get prarshabhiyati or ityadi. But when Mhm.
Excuse me, sorry.
There is also dependence in the example. Okay, so now Bhratushputriyat is formed by applying kyan after the samasa Bhratushputram, a samasa wherein the Shashti Vishnu Bhakti of the word Bhratu doesn't undergo mahara by Riramad Vidya Yoni Sambandhe. So that's why we don't delete this. The
Yeah, I
Vibhakti.
just still don't understand why it becomes sh. That
Yeah, I
gives
think.
a reason why it's not deleted and it's not Bhratriputram, but I don't understand why it becomes sh.
And someone may argue there is also dependence in example Putriyati Shri Krishna. So why is Kyan seen there? And in answer to this, Jiva Swami says, Paschad Yogena, dependence is state of being connected with a word other than a word which assumes a merged meaning by compounding. In the preliminary stage, Putram Ichchati, there is no relationship between two words apart from the relationship of two words, Putram Yuktakyan, which are already in the process of becoming a single word by compounding. Thus, there is no dependence. The word Shri Krishnam, however, is connected later as the object of the new Dhatu Putriya. Thus, there is.
Okay,
Okay.
I understand, I think.
So, Paschad Yogena.
Yeah,
If the object comes afterwards.
yeah.
Mhm.
So basically the problem is in Bratahu, Putriyati, if we were to take them as different, then you can't have a connection. That's not exactly what I was saying, but I understand. You can't have a connection with a word that would exist
Yeah.
before you make your nāma-dhātu. But you can have a connection with the nāma-dhātu itself, again, as the karaka, because it's the
Right.
object of Putriyati. But if you try to make a connection with the Shashti Vibhakti with the thing that is being put in the nāma-dhātu, then that's not proper grammatically. So you can't have Bratuhu Putriyati, but you can have the object, the karma of the nāma-dhātu there. Therefore, Sri Krishnam Putriyati.
Thus, there is no fault, and Jiva Goswami backs this up by showing Bhatti's example beginning Lakshmana. Oh, okay. So here, there is no Nam Dhatu here because Lakshmana, this Dhatu is depending on Lakshmana. So that's why there is no Nam Dhatu in this case.
No, but this Vrishasyanti is a nāma-dhātu, right?
It's just
because he's citing the example. He's citing the example to say that it's okay to do this. To say that Sri Krishnam Putriyati is okay, he's citing Lakshmanam Sa Vrishasyanti. And it's giving a famous example from Bhatti to say that.
But a Nam Dhatu has to be, like, for example, Putriyati, right? Where is it? Putriyati. So this is like Tipta Samti.
No, but you could take Putriyati and also make it into a Kridanta, right? Putriya, you can make it a Kridanta. Because it's just a Dhatu. Any Dhatu can be made Kridanta.
No, I mean like we had Putriya as a new Dhatu, right?
Yeah.
And then we declined it.
Uh-huh.
So my point is, what is the new Dhatu here, which turned into a final declined word?
There's actually a sutra for this. Let me just look at the sutra. Vrishasya is the thing, because I remember, because I've been reciting it. Let me just find it. I'll tell you which sutra number it is, and we can look at it. Ashwasya Vrishasya Maitunechayam 866. And we make the nāma-dhātu Vrishasya from Ashwasya. From the dot, or yeah, if you go to 866, we can see what dhatu it's coming from, and then what it's a nipata actually.
Okay. And then Yeah, so beginning it will be explained in it will be explained in Sutra 866 that Vrisha plus Kyan
Vrisha.
Vrishasya when the sense is desire for sex.
Yeah.
So
So this
Vrishasya,
is it's just a Kridanta made out of the nāma-dhātu-prakriyā. And he's showing that it's okay to use that with Lakshmanam, because it's just like the example of Sri Krishnam putriyati, right?
Kah putriyati, saha putriyati, right?
Yeah, who's desiring, and then sa vrishasyanti, she desires for sex, Lakshmanam as her sex partner.
I mean, 1 minute. Like Vrishasya is a new Prakriti now.
Yeah.
Then let's say we add tip.
Yeah.
Shap Ramahara Ayur Vishnudante, and what we get is
Vrishasyati.
Vrishasyati.
So why, how are we, means if it's a nāma-dhātu, then why we are doing vrishasyanti?
Because it's a kridanta, right? So what happens if we take vrishasya and we make it into a kridanta? I don't know the, but so take the word gachetri, right? The kridanta. It's a nama, but from gam dhatu, and we make gachetri with the anubandha ri.
Yeah, right.
So what pratyaya would we add in order to do that? And let's add it to vrishasya, the kridanta prakarana.
Okay, that would be shatri pratyaya.
Shatri, that's right. I don't, because I haven't studied and it's been a long time since I looked at those, because we're studying this. So let's add shatri to vrishasya.
Okay.
What would we end up with?
Like vrishasya
Plus shatri.
Okay.
And then we'd end up with vrishasyatri, right?
Right.
And then we have to make it feminine to decline it. So vrishasyatri plus su, but it becomes feminine. I don't know how to do that. I just know that from my study that when you have a vrishashyatri, if it's feminine, then you add e, trivikrama e to the end of it.
Actually, then eep is inserted. So
yeah, eep.
Eep is inserted.
Yeah. So then we get vrishashyati, right?
It's like eep here.
Yeah. So achashchaturbhujanubandhanam chanum krishnastane. Yeah. And then Radha Vishnu Janabhyam Ipasya Trivikramat Sorharaha.
Okay, and then we have tip ityadi.
No tip now, right? Now it's just declined. It's just a kridanta, yeah? And this is what we see. Sa vrishasyanti. And it's just that we don't have the full sentence. So it's an adjective to sa. And if we looked at the full sentence, then there would be another verb there. Because this is just describing her, right? She's desiring Lakshmanam. Does it sound right?
Yeah.
That's just the way it reads to me.
So it's just an adjective there.
Yeah. And it's just an example of using a nāma-dhātu where you're allowed to have that karma of Lakshmanam, because he's substantiating that you can say Sri Krishnam putriyati. It just he wants a famous example because he's trying to substantiate himself. So he's quoting Bhatti. He could write something else, but then it doesn't come from Bhatti's mouth, and then nobody has to take his word for it. But because Bhakti Kavya is like the big Kavya, that if he writes it, it's, everyone accepts it.
Yeah, it's authentic.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was Yamichati Tasmat Kyan and Udvasya Bhava Pratyaya Ye. O and O change to Av and Av when a pratyaya beginning with Ya Rama follows. So that's, yeah. O and O, O, O.
Udvasya Udvasyavavau, which is O and O pratyaya. Okay, we'll resume today's Friday, I mean Monday.
Okay.
If you want, we can resume tomorrow also.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, so we can do tomorrow also, Saturday.
Yeah, I'd like, this is an exciting section.
Yeah.
This is such a big change compared to what we've been doing in the past for the past year, Prabhu. Wow. I feel happiness in my heart that have come, it's 20,000 cards later, through the Nāma-dhātu-prakriyā and 500 sutras, and wow, I feel happiness in my heart. That was a big, just about 365 to 917, 415
okay.
sutras, basically, It's like, wow.
How many sutras are there in Akhyata and the Brihadaman? Like, according to this?
365 to 917, so whatever that is.
Oh.
365, so that's 35 up to 900, 435, 437, 447 sutras. Yeah, big yagya.
It's 50 to 60 sutras.
Yeah, it's 150. It's what we did before coming to the Nāma-dhātu-prakriyā, plus another 150. So more than double what we did in Sangya Sandhi and Nāma-prakriyā. The Nāma-dhātu, and the most work. My God, so much work. I feel like now it's gonna be quick and easy. Just gonna be like as fast as you can memorize it, then and that's easy, man. I'm excited to not be adding so much, just gonna be concepts from here.
Sure.
So maybe we'll be able to pick the pace up. Okay, yeah, maybe we can pick the pace up. I'll see how fast I can memorize stuff, and we can just review more sutras as we go, because it'll be much easier than this.
Sure. Hare Krishna.